Morning. It is Thursday. It is June 11th. I am behind, but on my way to work, picking up some stuff, getting ready for a few things. And earlier I had made a video about tough times, and God, isn't that what is pervading everything right now? Now, I'm not going to BS you and go, everything's great, because everything is not even remotely close to great. But I saw a post by a Masters World teammate that I competed with in South Africa last year, and they got a phone call. I could be wrong, but it's one of the fitness chains that she works at, and they've been closed, I guess, where she's at for at least the last 3 months. And a lot of people yesterday were notified by phone call, automated, apparently recorded phone call, that a lot of people had lost their job and that a lot of places were not going to be reopening at all. She fortunately at this point has not been furloughed or laid off or her position eliminated. But it goes to show you in all this time that there's still a lot of things that are going wrong and difficult, and change is occurring. And it's no different for me. I get to work today, tomorrow, 2 more weeks, and then the following Tuesday, June 30th, if I'm not mistaken, will be my last day at the Nashville Symphony. We will be, most of us, I guess, are getting furloughed. And now what that ultimately means, I don't know. We'll find out. But it's a time of anxiety and anxiousness and unknown, but change is coming, and I'm doing everything that I can to prepare. In the midst of all this, what I have seen is, for example, 2 of our teammates, one just accepted a job, and another goes for an interview today. And a lot of us that train at the gym are, I would say, early 30s to late 40s. That's the majority. There's a few of us like myself that are outside the 40s, and then there are also a few that are under the late 20s, even teenagers. But the thing that I want to bring up is as I was scrolling and I saw Meg's post about her job and her company, and it made me sad, and it made me realize how sad I was about my situation. I scrolled through my memories today, and there's so many absolutely incredible things, and I'll just give you an example. I saw a post from Ann Taylor, that's Jennifer's mother, where we had been at the Arnold, earlier in the year, and she was posting about it, and I was there to coach Jennifer for that. It was 2 years ago that we were in Calgary, and I got to stay. I was an alternate on the world team, and I went up, and I'd already booked it in case I had to lift, so I just went up there and I stayed almost 2 weeks, and I got to scout a lot, and got to it's where I really got to meet the Aplift guys and spend a lot of time with Aaron and Jennifer, and a lot of different people that I don't get to spend near enough time with. 4 years ago, I think it was 4 years ago, we were in Louisville, Kentucky with Thad and his wife. Strongman Nationals was occurring, and 5 years ago was when we were in Dallas for the World Cup, which is Olympic weightlifting. And of late, I've been able to string together, make these little collages of videos. Saturday, for instance, several of the guys were doing stones. A lot of different people were doing Olympic weightlifting, and it was really interesting. Saturdays are a very chaotic day at the gym because everybody is all over the gym, and we had people doing powerlifting stuff. We had Olympic lifters training and strongman doing stones and all those things all at the same time. And I was talking to Jennifer this morning, it's one of those things I knew early on when I started competing that I eventually, if I wanted to have a place that I feel like I would want to train at and I would need, especially at that particular time, you didn't have the abundance of gyms and CrossFit boxes and stuff like that. The reason why we had bumper plates at the gym 20 years ago was because I owned them. The reason we had hundreds is because the group of guys that I was training with, we bought them. Specialty bars, we owned them. The gym didn't own them. There was very few gyms. There was nowhere near the gyms that there are now. Not even close. There was certainly no strongman implements. They were just too hard to find. I mean, it was rare. We used to drive long distances just to go to a place every now and then to be able to train on the implements. So you can see how much in a 20 to 25 year span, how much things have changed. And I go back through these memories and all these things that I've got to do, the programming for these people in 3 different sports and to travel around and it's a scary time. There's going to be some changes, certainly going to be changes for me, and we're just going to have there's nothing for me to do but to embrace it. That doesn't change my fear. I'm afraid. I have no qualms telling you that. There's a lot of anxiety and sleeplessness. There's anger and hurt, and there's sadness. At this particular job, I've been for almost 14 years, and I went through the recession with this company, their financial crisis, the flood. We were closed from May until the end of December. All the things that we went through collectively, and 2 of my best friends that I've known for 30 years. This is the 3rd place that we've worked together, and all the things that we've gone through, together at all these different places, but especially here at a latter part of our lives where, we knew that it was a phone call or a message and we had each other's back. Even if we were arguing, we knew, that we cared about each other and wanted the best for each other, and we were going to do everything we could to help one another. And I realized that friendship doesn't have to end when this furlough happens, but we live quite a bit of distance from each other, and surviving so many things together, getting through the other side so many things together to come to this, especially at this point in my life where people and their family mean so much. I'll give you an example. This morning, Jennifer was talking to me, and I think people probably, I honestly don't know what people think. It's probably way different than what I think. But Jennifer and I, while we spend a lot of time talking about training and competing and scheming, there's day-to-day stuff. We talk about beer, we talk about food, and kids and stuff. And one of the first things she asked me today, did you see Taylor Ann's hair? And I'm going to tell you why that's important. While that doesn't seem like a big deal, I am her coach. I'm also Jennifer's friend. She and I would like to believe, are extremely close. But I share in their families' lives, and it was important to her to know that I had seen, even if it's casual conversation, that her daughter had got her hair done, and and I could, in the picture, you could see clearly, having invested some time in Taylor Ann, that she was so ecstatic about her hair, and that's the small joys, the day-to-day things, that for me, it's about the people. And my boss is also one of my very best friends, who, while has always been very hard on me and very critical, has also been my biggest fan. And one of my biggest supporters. the two guys that I'm talking about, when I started running meets, we went to Home Depot and they bought all the material, would not let me pay for it, and they made my rev lights. I still have them, they still work. And my boss, in the time that I've known him, none of us had any gray hair. I was the only one with a kid, and Wes was like 6 or 7 years old. And in that time, he's had 2 children that one is in college now, and they're both teenagers, and I've been through everything with these guys. They've come over to my house and worked on my gym and helped. There's a lot of things that I do to this day because of the 2 of them. And for that situation to be interrupted or eliminated, it hurts my soul. It makes me very sad. But in the midst of that, I want you to understand it's about the people. And I work as hard as I do on the gym. I mean, it's not a profitable situation, but it's a great place where people that are like-minded get to come together, and a lot of different people from different walks of life and all sorts of things that are so not the same, but we have the same common interest, and it creates this great common ground where people can learn about each other and be different, and it's okay to be different, and we find strength in both what is the same and what is different. And with that diversity and with those situations being cultivated, it creates a situation of growth for all of us. I am going to miss a lot of things about my job. Now, there are some things that I'm not going to miss, but isn't that the truth with every situation? I will miss my friends, seeing them all the time. I hope that the company survives whatever is to come. And in the midst, everybody that I've gotten to work with and become friends with, that we're all able to get through the other side of this as unscathed as possible. I mean, at this point, my biggest worries are my home and my gym, and I don't want to see those things compromised, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that doesn't happen. I want to brag once again on Melissa, who has been nothing but rock solid in the midst of me being angry. I mean, exceptionally angry at times, and emotional and afraid and concerned, and she wants me to see it as an opportunity to maybe work a little less and to rest, and to relax a little and enjoy a little. And I don't guess I do those things very well. But anyway, I apologize for being emotional, because I hurt for this reason. And I hurt for a lot of people that are going through similar things and way worse. And it's a scary world right now with this illness that is going around, this infection disease, the social and civil unrest, and I'll give you another example. I finally got to meet Mark and Deanna's baby Mara. I had to put a mask on and all those things and sanitize, but I got to hold their little baby, and what a precious little child that is. And it's just one of those things again where what I do, I get to be part of people's lives, and hopefully make a positive impact, and I hope to be able to continue to do that. So I'll leave you with this, as I know this is long-winded. Again, please take care of each other. Find ways to find some common ground. Don't agree to disagree. Agree to find some common ground and stand on that together and learn from each other. Take care of each other. All right, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay strong. God bless.